So my opinion on Nunu, I think any champion is fine for climbing. Like I mean, hell, I play Udyr, so and there's no Udyr's really a challenger. So yeah, you definitely can. Here's my two cents about Nunu. One is like I just think his damage is so underwhelming. Like he does bring a lot of crowd control and he does have pretty good clear and like healthy clear and he can solo dragons and things like this. But I don't think these are particularly strong traits. Like I don't think these are the strengths of a champion that's gonna like solo carry games for you in silver. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because what I'm having a problem is that I'll be feeding my teammates kills, but their play doesn't get any better. So no matter how much gold they have, they still lose.
So that's exactly what I'm saying. That's why like you certainly can climb as a tank in silver because like you're gonna be making so many plays, you're gonna be tilting people. But I've always just been a proponent of playing a more carry style. But
yeah, I understand definitely. I like Rengar and I like Lee Sin. Those are pretty much Warwick. Those are some of the harder carries that I play a lot.
yeah. It's easier when you could just like people talk about this a lot, but it is certainly easier when you can just do things for yourself. Like Udyr can just go into lane and solo kill a laner, and then go over to dragon solo dragon. Like I don't need my team. Yeah, exactly. I don't need my team for that shit.
Yeah, Udyr is a fun one. I might pick him up too. He's not too expensive.
No, he's not, and I'm definitely an Udyr expert. So.
Fuck yeah.
I think I'm like I think I'm in the top 30 now for NA for Udyrs. Which is pretty cool. I think so.
Do you team
No.
Do you put a point in Phoenix?
No.
No, not at all.
No. No. Not till level 16. I'm barring some terrible circumstance.
I was getting Tiamat on more champions than I would usually get it on because
pause the video if you want to talk.
It's so much easier to outfarm your opponent.
Pause the video real quick.
Oh yeah.
Just because we're talking if I'm talking about something that's not related, then like
totally.
I just want to explain to you why I don't really get Tiamat, and it's like it comes down to a few things. Like I used to get Tiamat every single game, pretty much, unless I was like really fed. Because like the reason, like so one of the biggest reason now is like because like you have the jungle in there for like when you don't have a complete jungle item, you get like reduced gold on minions. Like that alone. So and for a champion like Udyr, I definitely find myself ending up like catching side waves or like just splitting in the mid game, because he's like the best time to split is Udyr in my opinion is like in the mid game, and like especially if you were like playing in silver, you'd probably be doing a lot of splitting, and like Tiamat's obviously a good item for splitting. But it's like in a game where I don't think I'm gonna get that fed. It's like so the second part is like before like the consideration is like Tiamat's like an earlier power spike because it's 1200 opposed to the warrior, which is like the 2600. But it's and it's a faster clear speed, but it's like 35 less damage, like 35 less AD than a warrior. So pretty much just what it comes down to at this point is like you're gonna get penalized if you take minions before you have a complete item, and like that's the thing is like especially like. In the mid game, like Udyr, if you're playing well, like you're gonna have a high amount of farm, and then like it would be even worse in silver because these people aren't gonna farm as well. So if you're like on pace, just like pathing effectively and clearing all the camps, like you will have the most CS. So I don't like that punishment, and I'd rather just go for the bigger item spike at this point. So I would say to you feel like what?
No matter who I play early, I come out with a lead, but I'm having a hard time carrying that lead. I've started to focus on the towers a lot more, which definitely helps. But I think there's something missing. I think recently though, I've just been playing Gragas and ranked all the time, and I think I have like a bad win rate.
All right. Well, all right. So on the last part of the topic about Tiamat is like for a champion like Udyr has like a really fast clear and all this good stuff. Like you don't necessarily need it, and you're gonna want to get smite on him either way. But like for a champion like Shaco, a champion like Camille, like Tiamat's pretty much a must, right? Because like their clear's like really trash without it. And
well, I think Lee Sin fits in that category too, right?
Yeah.
I have a hard time with the AOE clear.
I would get it, and the last thing I was gonna say about getting Tiamat like on Udyr specifically is like I will get it when I know that like the game's gonna boil down to me doing like a lot of counter jungling and effective pathing. So for instance, like if I'm up against like a Jarvan or something like that, I know I'm gonna be taking a lot of his camps, and I know I'm gonna be like pathing efficiently, and like so like if I think I'm gonna be spending a lot of time in the jungle farming like more than usual, then I'll grab a Tiamat because it'll help me just do that faster.
I see.
Yeah. So sorry. So that's my thing about Tiamat. So and then to your point of like trying to secure towers and trying to like snowball in the mid game, like we'll definitely be watching this replay. So so let me before we get started again, like did you come up with a game plan for this game? Did you like think about which lanes are going to be easy to gank or?
This was a while ago, so I don't remember my thought process, but that's usually what I do. I'm thinking when I'm looking at this now that Riven is a good gank because her laner is not mobile and she can carry. Mid is a good gank. It's Vayne versus Annie. I mean, I have a lot of good ganks here.
Yeah, every single lane here is perfectly good opportunity for you to gank. You have a lot of crowd control and a lot of damage in every lane, so yeah, you could definitely just pick your lane and go for it. So a lot of times it's going to be clear to you because it's like it should be pretty clear to you within like the first 5 minutes, like which one of your lanes is going to be doing well, which one isn't. Like I've yet to see a silver game where not one person's down the first 5 minutes. So yeah, let's go. That's it.
I'm sure someone's gonna die in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, you guys did a cheeky invade, but it works. That really fucks over Talia for sure. So, but here, so something I just want to throw out here is they probably know that you're invading, just judging the fact that Talia's going to your blue. So always have somebody ward. Like ask your bot lane to like ward. Like this Thresh is doing you such a solid right now. Like this guy's winning the jungle for you. I mean, it's both of you, but yeah, this is amazing.
Really good the whole game.
Yeah, really good awareness. This Talia's incredibly fucked. She's done one camp, and you're on your third. Plus, she's probably gonna die. Yeah. So that was really well played by your bot lane. Like,
exactly.
I guess.
I want to watch this one because we lose this game.
Yeah. So you want to know what I think already? You already know your bot lane's good.
Yeah.
And this Kaisa, let's see. That Ocean was so fucky. All right, yeah.
I don't know why they started it. Did they hit on accident?
No, I think someone on that enemy team. You want to go back? See if it got AoE'd or something?
I want to go back.
Yeah, let's watch it again.
If they started it.
If this hadn't happened, actually, your bot lane would have been. No, there's no way they started it. But if this didn't happen, your bot lane would have been game over. We gotta go back even further. Did he hit it? There's no way he hit it.
How does he hit it here?
Well, maybe Sona hit it on her AoE or something. I'm not sure. All right. So. Okay. Yeah, Sona. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was cool. I wonder if that was intentional.
If that hadn't happened, your bot lane would have won this fight too. That sucks so much ass. Okay, so the good thing to know here though is like they just used like Sona just used flash and Varus just used heal, right? So so you know that they're down, right? I think it's Sona flash.
Sona use ignite.
And so you know they're down at least some. So in the next like 5 minutes, you have a really good gank opportunity in the bot lane. Well, you know, for 3 minutes for 3 minutes for Ignite, but you know, and 4 minutes for heal. But then you know if the flash is down in Sona, then just gank and kill Sona.
Heal's cooldown is 240.
180. Right, 190 or 230. Okay. She's
a little cooldown.
Yeah, she still has flash. Okay, never mind. But still, I think bot lane's probably looking like some easy money. And so you took her top side, and then what did you do after that? You walked down through the middle lane. Okay, right. Okay.
Yeah. Ooh.
Okay. So okay. This was just a lack of map awareness here. Like if you should have been aware that your bot lane wasn't you should have been aware that your bot lane wasn't coming to help you because they had just gotten back to lane and you could just see on the mini map. So as soon as you saw them, you should have just backed up. Because like the other thing was like even if they weren't there exactly when they were coming, as soon as you see that enemy bot lane's missing and your bot lane's staying bot lane, like it's safe to assume that they're coming up the river. So there's no point in sticking around to even like think about trying to steal a scuttle. Also, like getting that scuttle is just not important at this point in the time, you know, because like you as a jungler are already ahead, so like you could afford to just like give that to her. And you had to, I mean, you know, but just saying that like that's one of my biggest mistakes is I always like fight way too hard for like early game shit. It fucks me over. So anyway, so now you do know though that like yeah, so you should have pretty much had figured out that she was going to take your blue, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you died right next to your blue buff and your bot lane didn't go, so probably highly likely where she's going to be. So there's a lot of tracking information that you have in this game already if you hadn't realized it. So you know her red buff was gone, and if you like had looked at her CS, you would have known that her wolves were her chickens were gone as well. Then she just stole your blue. So like she did walk by that ward, so obviously that's like straight up 100% knowledge. But you could have figured out that she was going to go top lane after she took your blue. Like she was either going to back.
Fighting her isn't really like my first priority in this game because
No, it's not your priority at all.
I'm Nunu, and the laners are such good ganks.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, as a tracking thing, so you can help communicate to your team, hey, like, Talia's most likely top right now, and then like just like putting down wards and like being aware when her camps are up. So it's always good to think about that stuff, and like, yeah, for sure, you don't want to run into her. You guys can't kill each other if she hits her, her W or whatever the knockup is.
Exactly. In worst case, I die, but there's not really a case where I kill her unless she's really low.
So that was a good gank bot. Sona didn't have flash, so there's nothing she could do. I'm not sure where you guys had some sort of miscommunication at the mid, because you landed the snowball and you landed your little snowball. So either you didn't ping Annie enough, or you didn't tell her well enough in advance, or she just literally didn't react. So probably one of those three things. Like if
she's level 5 too, so she's been roaming a lot. Well,
what I'm saying is, like, you guys probably could. There's a possibility you could have killed Vayne there if Annie had actually helped you. If she had changed her stun after, because like if she stunned right after you hit her with the snowball, then you would have landed your snare guaranteed too. You know what I mean? So she probably would have died there, but for some reason Annie wasn't helping you. So I'm just suggesting like either I'm not sure if you like communicated with her early enough, you're going for that gank, or if like she just didn't react. And if it's the former, then you just like need to make sure that you're spam pinging in advance. Yeah. It was good for you to react to that gank, but there was just not much you could do. So, if you had realized sooner that there was nothing you could do, you could have saved yourself time by just going to do something else.
Yeah, that's true.
That's so fucking sad. I hope she didn't die here. Alright. Because this Talia just went right by a pink ward to get here, so the fact that was even close is pretty sad. You could have spam pinged that, but that's not really your fault. It's just I'm just pointing that out.
I feel you.
Alright, let's watch it. Yeah. Okay, that was good. You got her flash, so that's like another. It's gonna be an easy gank.
Yeah, at least you got the flash.
I just want to. You shouldn't have consumed that minion unless you plan on pushing this wave. So this is something that so pause real quick. This is something.
Yeah, pushing towards them now, right?
Yep. Yeah, you fucked up the lane. This is something that like a lot of people in silver don't even recognize. I'm sure Annie didn't even ping you, but you just fucked over by doing that because now it's gonna push towards her. So she's gonna miss more minions as a consequence, and she's gonna be an unsafe part of the lane. So you should have not touched. Yeah, you should have touched the wave.
Wow, that's hella small, but I hadn't thought about it at the time.
Yeah, that's like if this was high elo, like you would be getting flamed out the ass, and you'd be like, "You just fucked my wave," and da 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 da. It is a big deal, it really is. But like,
yeah, it really is because it is going to be pushing towards her. I think.
Yeah, it is.
It's going to be huge.
Yeah. So let's rewind a little bit. How do we get to this bot lane losing? Is really important because so they got turret dove.
Looks like they got poked hard until they eventually got dove. He got so close to dying there.
So the reason why I'm bringing this up is like could this have been preventable? Is I wasn't really paying the most attention because the problem. So at this point,
I think it could have been there for sure, but I was timing Talia's blue, so I was coming here directly as soon as her blue spawned. I didn't see that gank coming,
Yeah, there's really bad vision on the bottom side of the map. I guess the enemy bot lane has just had priority all games, so. It's hard to say exactly how we could have stopped this from happening, or even earlier. Maybe tracking better, spending more time in the bot lane. Like you taking their topside jungle is It's pretty good, just because like it's at least you punished the Talia for making a play bot lane. But I think I definitely told you this last time because I tell this to everybody. And also this gank is good. But it's really important to like the checklist of things. Like get a lane ahead. Like try to get your team an advantage in lane, and then and then the next step is to get the first turret, like the first dragon. So like the fact that they got the first turret's like really huge because they get the gold advantage. They get control over the bot side of the map. Like theoretically, like they should now get a pretty free dragon off of that. So like what I want to point out to you when you play tanks is that it's like especially like Nunu. It's more important for you to be actively ganking and like gaining like vision control for your team than it is to be like farming the jungle. Like it's not a bad thing that you're counter jungling, and it's not a bad thing that you're yeah, it's not a bad thing that you have a lot of CS, but like the way as you win as a tank isn't by having a CS lead. It's not by necessarily counter jungling. Like if other things are going well, like if, let's say like Bali wasn't getting dove, like for sure like but like do you see what like and the reason why the gank top was good too is because like you knew that the Italia had just like ganked bot, so there's nothing they could do top lane. So so basically I'm just like trying to tell you like every time you see the jungler make a play on the bot side, you want to do something on the top side kind of deal, which you did, which is good. But right now, like the enemy team has a huge advantage because not only did they get the first turret, they're also rotating so they can get the top turret. Yeah. So in a situation like this, like the only chance that you have of making counterplay is by also being on the top side of the map. So. And like I said, we haven't necessarily been following you throughout the whole game, but like if you're sitting on like a lot of gold, maybe you shouldn't have gone to go farm Gromp, and maybe you should have just backed instead. And then that way you could, in anticipation of like being on the top side of the map, just like judging from your gameplay at this like in this particular like part of the game, like I don't really think you're thinking about like what objective the enemy team's going to go for next. And pretty much as I mentioned already, like you're not going to win the game as a tank by like just like power farming and like counter jungling. Like you want to be making plays with your team because like you could be a 3-item Nunu, you could be a 1-item Nunu. Like your damage isn't going to be good either way. So. Yeah, I can't do anything about that. So it's good that you picked up a scanner because this is the part of the game where like just making sure that you guys have vision control is just like incredibly important. And pretty much like your team's main condition at this point is to hope you can pick someone off in between the side waves. But like they have such a big advantage because they just got both of the turrets and you guys don't have like either you guys don't have any turrets low. So like that's looking like it's just going to turn into ARAM, which makes sense because they have the objective control. So from like the enemy jungler standpoint of view, like all they have to do at this point is like they should go grab the dragon because it would be free, and then go and get Rift Herald and ram down mid. But they don't do that. They kind of just int you guys instead, which is good for you guys. So see at this point though, like if it's not looking realistic that you guys can get mid, like you guys could have just gone and rotated to the Rift Herald, or you guys could have rotated bot for the dragon. So that's a really weird teleport. Dang, this guy's packing the fucking heat. Okay, that fortunately worked out. The death timers in this game are just so low right now. It's so stupid.
Yeah, they would fight all the time.
Yeah, this dragon's not going to be possible. That Rumble put on a lot of damage, so after you guys killed the Rumble, there was no way you was going to get the dragon on that, so... And the Riven, like, wasted her teleport mid. I don't know what that was about. What the fuck? Why'd she turn around?
It feels intense in the game, but especially in the replays, it's like, oh, wow. Do you think I should be going to, like, do Dragon here?
No.
Do you think that
I don't know how you would get Dragon in this situation. Alright. Let's see. You guys killed Sona. You guys are chasing pretty hard. Kaisa, terrible play. So you. Let's see what happens. Okay, so here was the mistake. I think it's pretty obvious when you watch it. You guys just overchased. So it was a really good initiate by Thresh, and they started backing up. So you should have been spam pinging your team back. And if you didn't know if you didn't know that retreating in that position was the right idea, I mean that's fine. It's kind of hard to tell on these things. I mean you can't really predict Kaisa using a terrible ult. She literally ulted until all 4 of them and their turret. So in a situation like that, after you guys get the kill, like you could have just rotated to Dragon after that, and it would have been free. So that would have been the better play.
Oh, this was bad of me. I went to a red after that.
It's not like you guys could contest that anyway. Your team wasn't going to go. So what I'm trying to tell you is like you guys are at a stage of the game where you're just at like you had such a severe disadvantage, and that you guys could have like made better plays just now. Like you guys could have, if you guys had backed off from that fight, you could have grabbed Rift Herald, or you could have grabbed Dragon instead of like just inting into again. Like you can't take into account that Kai'Sa was going to do something stupid like that, but that's like ideally how things need to go. So could have just like spam pinged her, like you know what I mean. It's like safe play would be to just like. Yeah, save play, ping him back, and then go to the objective. Because, like, the high risk, high reward is, like, you guys keep following up and chase. But, like, you know, it's... The thing also was on the chase is, like, you guys were already down your big ultimates and stuff. Like, I didn't really see how, like, plays were going to be made there. So, like, playing around cooldown is just so important.
Mm-hmm.
And, another problem is like Riven like wasted her teleport already, so like enemy team has like all 3 turrets and Riven doesn't have teleport, so it's not like she can like really even gain an advantage by splitting because she just wasted her TP. So this is just like part of the game where you guys just like need to keep making picks, and like this was good. You might die, yeah. I think you could have just like stopped channeling your ultimate a little bit earlier, and so you could have lived. And
Yeah,
I think that would have been okay. But these types of plays are fine to make because you guys are down, so it's like you need to make something happen, and it's like your death isn't gonna cost you a turret or anything like that. So, and in fact, you guys are still have the push advantage, so it's working out fine. Who's in the bot lane right now?
just Kaisa.
Okay, that's okay, I guess. At least you guys got the small victory here. And then like
Do
what
you
I
think it's smart to pick my champions based on whether or not they can take towers?
pick your what do you mean?
Like, take towers on their own.
No, I think you can just play whatever champion you like and it should be fine.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like I have an opinion that I think if you're confident enough and like the style, I think playing carry junglers will be easier at lower elo, but you could play Nunu and do just fine. Here's my full analysis of this game. Like there's gonna be some like variable inconsistencies, so it's like hard to know. Like your Kai'Sa apparently is like not good, but I mean silver, so not surprised. But like I feel like as Nunu, like you should be making one lane like more or less irrelevant. Like you spent a lot of time counter jungling, which like again I don't want to like discourage you from doing it, and I don't think it's bad, but like
It wasn't the win condition in this game though.
that's exactly what I'm trying to get at. It wasn't the win condition. Talia played a lot strong. See, Talia had a worse start than you, but she played to her win condition, which was like, okay, the Kaisa is not very good, and Talia basically just spent a lot of her time bot lane and just ended up getting a good dive because she recognized that the bot lane was low and she took the first turret, and then the bot lane rotated top, and like she got the snowball rolling for her team. Meanwhile, like you as Nunu like got a CS lead on her, but like Nunu with the CS lead is not going to do anything for your team. So like here's what another thing I want to point out. Okay, like And every game again, like it's gonna be variable. Like wind conditions will vary. Like if you're like all the lanes are stable and like Talia tries to gank and it doesn't work out, sometimes you just counter jungle and like that's gonna create a bigger advantage. But like as Nunu, like whenever someone like when Talia was like ganking bot, or if you see her show up on a bot lane ward, which like your team was not warding well, so. Like you also like I don't know if you even bought a pink and placed it in a bush, but if you had like you probably should have bought a pink and put it somewhere in the bot side, either in the pixel brush or like in the river bush towards your side, so you could at least like see like when Talia was coming. And what I was gonna say though is whenever you see someone on the bot side, instead of counter jungling the camps, like see if you can make a play in the top lane. Like if you can gank top or if you can gank mid, that's gonna get you a lot more payoff. Because like and I have one of the other people I've been helping. He loves Nunu, so I've been watching a lot of Nunu replays and. And so that's what I can tell is like he's not using his advantage enough to like he's not using like the new factor, which is like you have a ton of crowd control and you're tanky and you have the aftershock. So yeah, I think like your game plan should always be like try to figure out what lane, like, and I know I say this to every champion, but like farming and counter jungling is not as strong on a tank champion as it is on like a champion like Graves or Udyr, who like one can clear much faster than you and two can scale much better, you know. Mm-hmm. So, like, Graves can get a huge lead by just power farming and counter jungling and being effective with his time, but, like, Nunu can't do that, so.
Huh. I'm hearing what you're saying. But what do you think about, so I ganked this Riven a couple times, and it did not spiral nearly as crazy as this bot lane. Of course, there's two people bot lane. How can I choose between win conditions, you know? How do I tell which one is going to be the relevant one?
Well, I feel like it's fair to assume like just based off of the beginning of the game. Okay, so here's a couple things, right? So like, based off of the beginning, I'll tell you probably the worst thing that happened to you, and I think the biggest factor, I think, like one of the play that fucked you over the most is when you got killed in the bot side of the map. Like when they came into your jungle, because so what happened to you, right? There's pause the video because let's just talk it through because it's not something we necessarily need to watch. So, okay, so like this is what I think. First and foremost, like you knew that your bot lane was going to be really aggressive because of like the play that they made in the level 1. So, and the other team reacted. So like, and so you know that your bot lane's pretty aggressive, and also it's like it's pretty Cloud Fiesta-y. So you probably should have been safe to assume that there's going to be a lot of action going on in the bot lane. And if you had just watched bot throughout the game, like it looked like your bot kept getting poked down and getting pushed to turret. So that meant obviously you could have made plays. So and here's why I think the play where you died in your jungle was really bad. I'm not trying to make it sound like it was like the worst thing you've ever done, but like I don't like if you have to realize the impact of what happened. Right. So the impact of like your death was like, okay, so you ended up like obviously dying's bad because it takes you off the map, and then Talia like she took your blue buff, and not only did like they take the time to like to kill you and take your blue buff and all this, they got like a ton of vision on the bot side of the map, right? So like even so at this point like it doesn't look like necessarily logistically make sense for you to pat back to bot side like you did. So I don't know if like you just assumed she didn't take your blue, or like you knew she took your blue but you just wanted to go to your Gromp first, or like, and then going to the bot side wasn't horrible for you just because like you guys still had wolves and Gromp up, but it's like their bot lane was safe for the next like X amount of time. You know what I mean? Like that. So like
until the wards were gone.
Right. So their bot lane was safe.
They have level 3 and 2 on my laners who are level 1 right now.
Yeah. So that's why it was pretty drastic. If you want to go to that play, I think we should go to that, and then so we could see what the map state was after.
I wanted to think about maybe why I went down there. At this point, I would probably think that I was hoping that I was going to be able to gank and turn the lane back on my team's favor, and I go to use this thing because I don't see her there, and I'm trying to take this.
She outsmited you, right? Did you not? Oh no, you got it.
She got it.
No, did you have smite?
I did. Yeah, I did.
You shouldn't lose that as Nunu. You Q smite.
Yeah, totally. And then I misclicked on hit my passive on his head, and it was done there.
They didn't drop any words in your jungle, okay? And they walked by this pink. I've seen that so many times. All right. So it does actually. So that's the thing is I would even everything I said was true, but maybe you could have ganked this on your respawn. Well, let's see what happens. Because I know you go to your grump after this. Let's see what happens. Did you buy scanner at this point? Or you're still in wards.
No, I think I still have wards right now.
Yeah, that's what I would. That's fine. I was just if you did have scanner, that'd be interesting. You 100% could have ganked this.
Yeah, they were like under turret.
Yeah, so you go. Oh, you did. Yeah, you killed them here. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so things really didn't turn out actually as bad as I thought they would in the situation because you get a double kill. All right, so how much gold are you on right now?
Me?
Yeah. I can't tell because my like I could see the game, but the numbers are blurry for me.
Oh, I see. I have 2K.
You have two.
And
okay, yeah.
Leah has 1,500.
No. How much do you have in your inventory right now?
Oh, 787.
Okay. All right, so this gank mid's also see this mid gank could have been a lot better. Annie just didn't react at all. Did you like try to ping her? Do you remember?
I don't remember, but I didn't see a ping come down. You can see the pings in the replay, I think.
Yeah, so definitely you gotta let her know like well in advance so she can like stack her passive.
Yeah.
So so
here, get completely hopeless about in this game is trying to tell my team like what I'm doing. That's one thing I started to get pessimistic about. I've noticed.
Just spam ping that shit. Just put that you know on my way. Just keep doing it over and over and over. They get the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you actually, in my opinion, you have path pretty good up to this point. But what should be on your mind is you know, what should be on your mind is getting back to bot lane so you can gank them. You wasted a lot of time going up for that snowball. Like even like halfway up the river, you should have at least realized that you weren't going to be able to kill him. So.
Yeah. I dropped the snowball as soon as I seen it was happening. Which was
like
a little late.
at this point, she's dead. Yeah.
And then it was obvious at this point.
Mhm. Because now you have to wait.
In that snowball.
So this is time that you wasted that where you could have like potentially tried to go for bot lane, and then you go to farm your Krugs, which is possibly okay. But here's what I think, right? Like
one thing is ever since I had our first lesson with you, I was like, fuck, I love Krugs. Actually, there's so fucking much experience and gold in them.
There is, but this is what I think in this situation because of the bot lane because their bot lane had just backed. Then you probably should have backed sooner. Like let's say you didn't do that snowball play in the top. Right. So like it's
so Navarus, you know.
If you had saved time instead of like going up to like throw that snowball in the top lane and then walk away, like you could have backed. You could have. So imagine if you didn't do Krugs, like you'd be bot lane out just ganking these fuckers. You know.
I tried to get this Vayne hella times, but it never worked out.
Yeah, and like it wasn't like you had bad attempts. It wasn't necessarily a bad idea, but like every time a gank doesn't work out, you just have to like tell yourself, I wasted time, because that's what it is. Unless you burn a flash, unless you make a back, like you know, like in this kind of scenario, like you didn't get any advantage for your mid laner because now your mid laner's backing, and the enemy mid laner's backing. You actually fucked her over by taking that one minion. So.
Yeah, and now looking back at it, like I was just a little tunneling on getting this Riven ahead, but it was just not happening. You
should be bot lane. Yeah, you should be bot lane right now.
Dying to get ganked right here. This fight is definitely the difference is me. I could have kept them under here.
You could have bot lane wouldn't even be alive right now. If you didn't do that snowball at the top lane and you didn't go to your Krugs and you just backed and then ganked bot right away, none of this would have happened. Yeah. That's where you went wrong. I think that's the big takeaway.
Definitely, I'm playing Nunu too much like I'm playing Rengar or Lee Sin, you know, like trying to farm and gank a lot, but it's not working. Like I need to gank much more often because I farm slowly.
Exactly. Yes. That's a lesson you want to take with you with every tank that you play. Tanks do not win games by farming. Tanks win games by making plays.
Gragas can farm pretty fast, and he does more damage than Nunu.
Yeah, it depends. It depends how you want to play Gragas. If you're gonna go for a Cinderhulk into a Iceborne Gauntlet, it's a Abyssal Mask, you don't need to farm as much. But if you build Runic Echoes first, see that's the thing, right? Because like with Runic Echoes, like you have an earlier power spike, so you do more damage, so you have stronger ganks in that sense, and you'll be more relevant in the mid game as far as like damage output, and then you also clear faster, so you can like spend more time. Like what I'm saying is like if you're going for like just like tank utility Gragas, you don't need to farm as much as if you're gonna get some damage. That's what I think.
Okay.
Yeah, but he definitely clears faster. So like you could definitely spend more time farming than you would with Nunu just because on the merit that he clears faster. But like Gragas is still on the side of like. Yeah, but Gragas is still more on the side of ganking than he is. Like if your ultimate's up, like you should always be ganking with Gragas. That's definitely one of those. Yeah, that's like he's playing with like there's it's like some champions when their ultimates are up, you always want to make a play with them. Like that's 100% Gragas. Like I don't want to say like late game. I mean late game, you need to wait for the right time in a team fight. But like mid game, like if everyone's still in lane stuff, like Gragas is so good at turret diving too. So if you see like a laner has like low HP, you just go turret dive. You chuck the ult and you knock them away from their turret, and it's just like free kills for you.
Yeah. I have not just simply pushed up a wave and then ulted them out from under turret. That's so simple. It's like a Lee Sin ult, but I just have to click it.
Yeah.
Jesus, I never thought of that. Just pushing it over there. That's so much easier.
It is.
I'd be down to watch one of these Gragas games because this one I was just maybe it'd be best because I remember it, but really it was just because I was missing the ultimate. It's the only reason one big thing I think I did wrong this game.
Yeah, let's check it out.
I always think the as having like watched, of course, I always think that the ult is effective as big as like the range that like it explodes like with all the wine going everywhere. It looks like it's bigger, but totally not.
I don't know. I can't say 100% certain because I'd have to see it again. But I'll tell you this much: there's so many fucking moves in this game that are so much bigger than they really are. It's so like you ever get randomly hooked by a thresh hook that like was nowhere near you, and all of a sudden it just teleports. The biggest offender, that 100% biggest offender, and this tilts me to no end, is Irelia's stun. Like that shit does not even hit you, and you just get stunned.
Yeah, I feel that. That's hella true.
I hate it. And then the last one that really bothers me is the Aatrox pulling. Like you're like, oh, okay, I'm out of there, and it's like, nope. And you're like, how? I'm just a simple Udyr man with a simple Udyr plan. Slap him and then chop him. That's it.
Do you think Urgot mid is going to be like the new flavor of the month?
Yeah, it already is. I mean, all the pros are doing it. That shit's actually pretty good. You know what's funny also about is Glacial Augment? I thought that thing was like trash, and I'm like, why is Inspiration even in the game? Like, people only take it as secondary, and blah, blah, blah. And now it's like every mid laner and their fucking mom takes Glacial Augment. I'm like, all right. It's good now. It's good. It is actually good.
Is it good on any junglers?
No.
Why not?
So because you need items that have actives. Like that's yeah. So there's actually like an ice storm on actives. So like if you get hit by the spooky ghost, it creates an ice storm around you, like a little like a huge ice path.
That's awesome.
So like junglers like could theoretically take it, but but you need to get like Righteous Glory, or the reason why mages can take it is because they take the GLP and they get Twin Shadow. So they have two items that give them the storm. So if they use both of them at the same time, it creates 3 ice storms, which is like fucking huge.
That's awesome. That sounds cool.
It's cool.
I've never seen someone combo it with Twin Shadows.
Yeah. So pretty much just the way it works is like you take a champion with high base damage, you build these items, so then you slow them, and then you can land your full combo because they're slowed. So it's like like for Ari, for instance, right? Like if she even because like Glacial Augment auto attack also slows, right? So she'll like hit you with an auto to slow you, and then it's like way easier to land her charm.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Let's just watch you. Let's just like put it from your perspective, so that way we like just more aware of like what you're doing. So it looks like you just did like pretty. It just looks like you're going for like a standard full clear, which is pretty good. No.
I just do Gromp for like efficiency, so that I can come over here and still have these 2 camps to do. Yeah,
this is fine. Gragas can't gank until level 3 anyway, so it's like you can go for like you could go for a level 3 gank rush, but like it really just depends on how you think like lane states are going to be also. So
I need to watch the wave more.
yeah, and you just have to do like a early game analysis of your lanes, like where like is this person gonna have the shove level 3 or not? Like is my Shen gonna be shoved to turret by this Fiora? You know, it's like will it be a gank possible there? Like run, bitch, taking no damage. Aftershock, baby.
I used my first Q, but I think this not hitting my first Q baited her. I don't know what she was doing.
Yeah, it's really bad of her. Oh, that's good. That's pretty huge. If I got that kill like that, oof, I'd be feeling really good about myself.
Yeah, I thought this game was gonna be a win, but we totally lost.
I think you're wasting time here. I think she knows you're there. Yeah. Are you familiar with Gragas' E-Flash combo?
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking. Okay, so so I want to point something out to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you can see the enemy CS, so just pause real fast, just so I don't want to like lose focus here. So like if you see Evelyn has like 16, right? I think.
Mm-hmm.
So if she started on the bot side a lot. If you didn't see like a lot, basically like here's what I'm gonna say. So she did red buff and then she showed up at Scuttle, right? And when she was at Scuttle, and I don't remember if she had red and blue buff or if she just had red buff.
She did. She had red and blue and 3 and level 3, so I know she had already did 4 camps.
So yeah, okay. So why did you walk into her top jungle then?
Yeah. That's totally. And I hit the thing, thinking I was gonna see if wolves were there, but totally I knew already that she had done them. So that was my bad.
Yep. So you wasted time. All right.
I've been keeping track of flashes with writing them, not writing them down, but just remembering them. You know.
Yeah.
Keeping track of the spells. Definitely something else I could do that would help a lot is if I kept track of my enemy jungler CS. And if I didn't wait on ganks, I think waiting on ganks would be bad.
Yeah, you didn't waste. So in the top lane, looking for that gank, you didn't really waste that much time. Like in my mind, you waited the appropriate amount of time before realizing it wasn't gone. You know what I mean? Like you didn't overstay, but it was 5 seconds that you lost or so. I mean, again, like I said, I would if I thought there was gank possible, I would at least wait 5 seconds. Then you realized it wasn't, and then you walked into her jungle, even though you knew that. Even though you could have known, or you did know that they weren't there. So you went from wasting like 5 seconds to like wasting 20 seconds at least.
So wait, does CS not count like directly? Because that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So why does she have 16?
So you get when you kill both of the small wolves, you get 2. When you kill the big wolf, you get another 2. So the wolf camp in total is 4. When you kill Gromp, you get 4. When you kill the buffs, you get 4. Yeah.
Oh, when you kill a buff, you get 4. When you kill wolves, you get 4. Do you get a different number for this one?
No, you get 4 for everything. You get 4. If you clear an entire camp, you get 4.
Oh, that's awesome.
But if you do half a camp, right? If you do half a camp, so if you do half the chickens or half the wolves, so basically like the 2 small wolves. If you just do 2 small wolves, that's 2. If you do just the big wolf, that's 2. If you do like I think it's like all of the chickens except for 1, you get like 2. Or some shit like that, or some variation.
Like if you leave the big chicken, you only get 2.
Yeah.
So how many for Krugs? You get 4 still. So that must be like after you clear them all, I guess.
Yeah, you get 4 for everything. Yeah.
All right. Wow, that's actually really awesome. I can definitely keep track of how much CS they have a lot better after that.
Right. So it's like you said it yourself, like, oh, she has 16. Okay, so she did 3 camps plus a buff. So it's like the thing is like because of the fact that she was there at that time with that amount of health, like it's safe to assume she didn't do chickens because chickens take like a little bit more time. And like it's just like it's way easier. Like pretty much every single jungler in the game, like the easiest camp for any jungler to take pretty much is like wolves because they just do like the least amount of damage and they're easy to kill if you have any bit of AOE. So
yeah. Hell yeah, thank you. I didn't know that about the buffs taking 4 CS.
Mm-hmm. So tracking thing.
What would be the correct move after realizing that Fiora wasn't a good gank?
Just go farm.
Just go farm, like go to Krugs?
Yeah, you could have done that. So there's a couple things you could have done. Let's put the camera on you. Like so So she's taking your bot side camps. So she's building herself an advantage over you now at this point, as far as creeps go. Um,
Yeah.
and that's okay because you're making a good play here. So this still worked out obviously way better for your team because you got the kill. But what I want to point out to you though is here, just pause for a second just so I can explain this so I don't lose concentration while we're watching. Is because you knew that her camps on the bot side were gone, especially after you walked through there, you should have communicated with your team like, oh, Evelyn's on the bot side of the map, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you also knew that the bottom scuttle was up, so you knew for sure she was gonna get that. And then like when she didn't show up to gank bot lane, then it is somewhat safe to assume that obviously she either backed or she's invading you, because she didn't. Right. What else would she be doing exactly? So you could have known all of this. Which in turn, like, if you knew that she's doing this, like, you ganked top lane and got a kill, so, like, that was good, because, like, you knew for sure there was no way Evelyn could answer that. And as we explained, a lot of times just, like, getting kills is more worth than just, like, farming, so. And you also killed her, so you're also good on experience and you're also good on gold. And to your answer, like, as to, like, what you should have done, like, when you didn't realize the gank was going to work out, you could have done two things, okay? The first thing is you could have backed. If you're on like I probably wouldn't have backed unless I was on like 950 gold, which like you might have been because you got the kill and the scuttle crab. Yeah, you definitely should have been. So okay, so like there's two things you could have done, right? Like the first thing is yeah, you're on hella gold. So the first thing is like you could have just gone to farm. That move would have been fine. If you had just gone, like, you probably should have gone to your chickens first. You also could have backed, and then I think like the better thing, especially watching this replay, the better thing for you to have done would have been to back, because you're on that gold and you know for certain that Evelyn's going to be on the bot side of the map. So you could have just backed, and then so as soon as like the gank was working out, you could have backed, and then you could have like protected your
down there.
Yeah, and maybe you wouldn't have got there in time to stop the scuttle from happening. I think you would have. I think you would have. I'm like 90% sure you would have, and then like you could have protected
your rights first.
Yeah, and you could have protected your bot camps, but that being said, like, things worked out for you because you ended up getting that gank in the top lane. But that's personally, like, especially if I was Udyr, I definitely would have backed it because I would have wanted to continue to shut down their jungler.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but things like I said, things so far in this game are working out for you pretty well because it was good that you got that gank off. Evelyn she's not getting much going on the bot side. She didn't even clear camps, just judging by the minimap. So she didn't do that then. But she is now, and that's good because
we skipped back pretty far, didn't we? No.
Oh yeah. I think we did. Oh no, camps are up. No, you already killed. You already got the gank, right?
The same thing is happening again.
No, you just ganked top lane.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so it's good. So you're actually you're playing this well. If you probably realized she was on the bot side of the map, so you took her wolves. If not, you just kind of guessed, but it worked out. So like everything is going actually really well for you right now. I guess it.
I had no clue she was in there.
Where did you think she was?
I find her over there.
After all this time. Yeah, after you hit that blast cone, you should have 100% known she's they're back down here. This was risky what you're doing.
Hey, it was the long way, but I found her.
Yeah, well, she wasn't her top side because you just took those. And then you saw her chickens and bread weren't up, so it's like she's either backed or she was nearby. It worked out. It's actually, yeah, I mean, you're actually doing a really good job of helping your team right now because you have vision on their jungler, so all your lanes are safe, and you've already gotten your laners 2 kills. I don't remember exactly who got solo killed, but.
Hey, look, they're still looking for me. That's hella funny.
Yeah. But right now you're on so much fucking gold. Holy shit. Because you have not backed, and you're going balls deep in this person's jungle right now. See what happens. You flash for that? Oh, please. Don't tell me she gets that shit. Oh my god. No!
No way. I got this. This is nothing.
Thank God. You know you can E over a wall, right?
Yeah, I was using it for her. I was waiting for her.
Yeah, you also could have, if you're a big dick bandito, you just E over the wall and flash the E and hit her with it.
I would have only hit red.
All right, fair enough. You're mad. It worked out.
Tactics, dude.
Dude, this worked out for you, so I'm glad. I just don't know.
That was the terrorist tactics, man.
Yeah. The fact that everything is working out for you so perfectly in the beginning game, mind blowing. Damn, I'm surprised. I'm surprised. I would, if I was you in the situation, I 100% would be building runic echoes at this point. Yes,
yeah, I think. Let's see what I get. I thought this was a good. This is a bit of damage. I thought this was a good buy. What do you think?
Go back. I disagree. Go back. I just want to see how much gold you were when you're in the fountain. Like, pause the game before you buy. Yeah, like right before you buy. All right, tab. Yeah. So it's pause. All right, yeah, I can't. Yeah, 2,500. Why didn't you just get runic echoes?
I could have bought the whole thing, right?
Yeah, that's what I would have done.
What is the stats on runic echo? Can I see it on here?
It's 80 AP, 300 mana, 10% cooldown reduction.
80 AP, 3% mana on like
300 mana.
Oh, 300 mana?
Yeah, you just get a flat 300 mana, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And you get 10% cooldown reduction.
Yeah.
100% would have bought that.
That's pretty good.
That's
that's
insane.
AP scaling on Grag gonna be really good like that? Like,
yes.
Am I gonna be fucking hitting people hard after that?
Yes. So I don't know if you know this, but you should read
I only tried Cinderhulk.
So read the. Okay, so let me see what's going on in pro builds right now. But so two things, right? So one thing I know for 100% for certain is for a while the the runic echoes was staple. You would just go runic echoes into full tank.
Yeah.
That was the staple. I don't know if that still is. I want to check. But the thing about you got runic echoes is broken, dude. That item is so much gold efficiency. It's not even funny. You're getting 80 AP for 2,600 gold. You're getting 80 AP, 10% cooldown reduction, and at 300 mana for 2,600. Just think about how insane that is. Like,
large rod is 1,600, right? That's 40.
All right.
Or 60.
I'm not 100% certain. But here's an example. Zhonya's Hourglass gives you 75 AP, 45 armor, and 10% cooldown reduction.
Oh, fuck.
So that's just for comparison. Trust me, Runic Echo. Yeah, that's what they're still. The pros are all doing Runic Echo. Like I'm looking right here. We got 1, 2, 3, all 4 jungle games that are on the front page. All with Runic Echo.
Runic Echo and what else?
And then the Iceborne Gauntlet. We have this guy. Chris went full AP, so he went Runic and into Morelos, Zonia's, and whatever else he was getting. We have one that's Runic Echoes, and then he built the Knight's Vow, and then it looked like he had the components for. It looks like he was building stone plate. I mean, that's what it looks like.
Well, it's all like straight utility.
Yeah.
I built Nunu like that.
So Chris and Joko were both running. They're both running Predator here. I think you should stick with Aftershock, but I'm just saying. Yeah, but the other one, everyone else is like using Aftershock. Just stick with Aftershock. Don't do Predator.
Awesome.
Yeah, and so what?
You can time their burst on the defenses of Aftershock. Oh my god.
So I just want to point out to you that it was like 4 or 5 patches ago. I'm not 100% sure when, but they raised they lowered Gragas' base stuff and they raised his AP ratios on like everything.
Oh.
It's because of the fact that like the full tank build was just so strong that's why they nerfed it. But then like what happens is like they buffed Runic Echo and then everyone's like, oh wait, with Gragas like we could just still do full tank, but we'll just get Runic Echo first. So.
Dude, I had a game like yesterday, 2 days ago. We were like 3 tanks and a Soraka and an ADC that wasn't doing shit, and we were hella fed, but we had no damage between us. And the enemy team like slowly started to win fights like just by a bit, and then they were steamrolling us. It was kind of funny because we were surviving for so long.
Yeah, it'd be like that. And another thing I want to point out though about so like his like whenever he drinks the casket he gets like a lot of resistances.
Yeah, it's a percent. It's 10% damage reduction that increases with your AP.
Yeah, and that was like buffed recently. So
Nice.
here's in patch 8.7, barrel roll AP ratio increased to 70 AP from 60%. The drunken rage AP ratio increased from 50% from 30%. So this dude right there just got 30% extra AP in 8.7. New effect: damage reduction now scales with 4% per 100 AP. That's the drunken
Nice.
rage. So if you get a runic echoes plus your
Sacrifice tankiness if I can time it well.
and also like you're gonna probably reach over 100 AP if you with your adaptive
Do you think I should get
adaptive
sword
damage.
shoes? Like,
No,
or should I rush it?
no, don't get sword shoes. Get
Mm,
get ninjas or merc still.
okay.
Yeah, but I just wanted to show you that like they buffed the AP ratio. So if you could at least reach like 100 AP, you're gonna get 4% more damage reduction every time you use it. Plus he got an AP increase of 30% there. So pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Okay, that's fucking important. I'll
I'd say
definitely try
so.
runic echoes.
Yeah, so
during
I
this,
so I
this
do
game.
so I do want to say that I do think that Cinderhawk's still good, but if you're doing pretty well, you get yourself like a kill or two, definitely go for the runic.
Okay.
And also just like as rule of thumb, the more damage oriented that your champion is, like the more carry potential you have.
Yeah.
Because like basically like and you know a half meme cliche, more damage, more carry, like but that's truthfully how it is.
Because the point of the game isn't to, tough it out while your opponents noodle fight you.
Yeah. Cuz someone else on your team's going to have to be doing the damage.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, that's what I would have bought. Do I think what you bought is necessarily bad? No, I mean they're relevant items. You have an idea of what build you wanted, but also I really enjoy getting smite early. I don't like to like bypass smite a lot of times, especially for someone like Gragas, because you could get blue smite with Gragas, right? Red's also fine. Both are fine. Just kind of depending on what you.
When,
Oh
yeah,
man, no way.
I could have had that.
Yeah, you could have.
I was tunneling on, or I was low reaction on her juking my Q.
Yeah, that sucked. But yeah, I was gonna say like if you take blue smite on Gragas, which is I would if I was playing Gragas, I would take blue smite over red unless they have like some like crazy DPS. Reason being is like if you walk up to somebody and blue smite them, right, they're slowed, and that just sets up for such an easy E.
Yeah.
Like I've been playing like
I can help you get that W off on somebody who's kiting you super hard.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you're already gonna be tanky enough. Like anyone like most tank junglers don't go red smite. They usually just go blue smite. Red's like as the name implies, challenging smite. But also
I
you're
would say still, you want to go red on Nunu because you can 1v1 someone and have it take hella long to get maximum damage out of that.
yeah, no, I'm not saying 100%, but I'm saying real. I'm just saying like, because I'll tell you this. I think red smite as a whole is better than blue smite, but it's like you just have to see if the utility is worth it. Like when I play Udyr, I take red smite a lot, but if I'm against if I'm against Evelyn as Udyr, I just take blue smite because I'm not going to be like dueling anybody. If Evelyn tries to fight me, I kill her with or without red smite.
Yeah, totally. I feel you.
All right, so let's that was a really unfortunate play in the mid lane. So here's the thing, right? You got yourself so fed that like wherever you put yourself on the map, okay, that sucked too. But wherever you put yourself on the map, like you're gonna have really high impact. And I'll take that. Like the last, what I just said that sucked. I feel like you should have held on to your E, but you did get her flash. So at the end of the day, like that was pretty worth. And it's actually a good thing. It's a good thing that you pushed the wave here, so that way that the lane will crash to the tower. But it doesn't look like Fiora's backing. She like fake backed. So it was a good play for you. But you still should have pushed it. So that was good. What was I gonna say? Yeah. So you're so fed at this point that like, and you're tanky. Like wherever you put yourself, like you can definitely make big plays. So like you can. Here's what I think. I think your top lane's not worth it this game because he's like you got him some kills. You got him some you got him some kills early. Yeah, so that's exactly what I was gonna say. You got him some kills early, so he's not gonna lose lane terribly, but he's getting shoved to turret, and like I don't think helping this dude's really worth your time. So you want to make sure that you're focusing on mid and bot lane. I think like in my personal opinion, I would just be ganking bot lane on repeat. Reason being is Ahri's really impossible to gank when she has her ult up, especially because Urgot doesn't have any like point and click CC that he can like even like stun her with. Yeah, again, you missed your ult. See that? And like that's the thing. Like
That's what I said. This game, I know. It was just I was missing my ult.
you're
There's
just
no way I don't even get tutored on that.
yeah, but you're just that's the thing is like could you hit Ari with your ultimate like 100%? But like why waste? See, like you've just your first two ultimates of the game were
That would have been a good one, right? It would have got him under the turret.
for sure. But what I'm saying is like now you've used your first two ultimates mid lane and both of them didn't like lead into anything, and now you have to wait another 120 seconds for you to use it again. But like look at their bot lane. They have Nami Vayne like, and you have Kaisa Alistair like. This is just free kills. Yeah, you and Alistair can knock him up. Like Alistair could combo, and then you combo. Like and Kaisa does so much damage, and she hyperscales. Like I would just be like sitting fucking bot and just shrekking these kids. You know, like it's really important to think about these kinds of things objectively, right? Because like you've spent so much of this time in mid lane and nothing has come out of it.
Yeah.
And you also were up in the top lane a few times, and those were okay, but because especially already got those kills, but so you had that one gank top lane, you got Evelyn's flash, okay, not bad. Yeah, you've tried gank twice into mid lane, you haven't got anything going, so you haven't like really produced anything for your team other than getting Evelyn's flash in the past like 4 minutes. You should have just gone for the Evelyn. Because she got, so like, rewind.
She escaped with her ultimate.
No, but rewind. Okay, you still have everything up, right? So look, she's like, okay, so go back again, put the shit in 0.5. Put in 0.5. Okay, I just want you to watch, the Evelyn as you come in. You could speed up for a second, but like, when you go in for the play, right, actually, don't bother, okay, yeah, watch. Let's watch, here it goes. Okay. There, okay. Now on top Evelyn right here.
Yeah.
And then you would have knocked her up, right? Like knocked her up slash back, right? So you would have had a lot more chain CC. And look, she would have died because he Urgot landed his ult, but she wasn't below quarter health. So if by simply eating into her, you guys would have gotten that kill. So you missed the kill there. All right, you can go back to normal speed. Okay, she inted to you, which is nice. Okay, so then you guys should just have to like, hard push this shit. Well, Shen should probably back, but no, unless there's like, yeah. What the fuck? Oh.
There you go.
Hey.
Executed.
That looked really well the ultimate that Kaisa did to avoid the Nami ult was really good, and then after that like the Alistair play looked like hella sloppy, but it worked out. Well, that's good. So your bot, I still think like the game plan here is just help your bot lane.
Mhm.
You haven't given these kids any love. But and also like in my head, so like press tab, like let's see what the bot lane score is at this point. Or so it's like relatively even. How many kills does Vayne have? 2, 3? I can't tell.
Vayne has 0, or well, I mean 1.
1, yeah. So like that's still a really good lane for you to make plays. Like you guys can definitely have dive opportunity too. Like you're at the point of the game where you're definitely more than tanky enough to like make a good dive on bot lane, and you know that they just use their ultimates, and you know that they just use like some of their summoners. So now would have been a good time to look for a play on the bot lane, and you're already on the bot side of the map. There's no way you can get to the top turret in time.
This Evelyn is brave as shit, dude.
Yeah, she's nutty. Look, bot lane is pushing towards you guys. Oh yeah, I'm hoping you're coming down here for a nice gank review. Oh shit. That sucks. In my opinion, you could have been here already if you were paying attention to the state of the bot lane, like knowing it was going to push back. You probably could have reacted about 5-10 seconds faster to that. Not that you would have saved them. I mean, maybe if you like ulted them away or something, but. What do you have up here? Do you have flash and ult?
No. Yeah, I have ult, but no flash.
No flash. Okay. Yeah. All right. That was fine.
I should use the ultimate right there.
Nah, I don't think you could have killed them.
You don't think so? No, maybe not.
If the turret didn't add around to them, I don't think you would have killed them because Nami would have just like dropped a bubble and then, yeah. And it's possible. It's possible, but I kind of when I saw it, I was like, I don't know. Okay. Okay. Wait. Whoa. What the fuck? Oh, if Nami lives and Vayne lives, I'm gonna be so pissed at you. Please, please. Are you fucking kidding me, bro? Go back. Go back.
I can't defend myself in this. I played the 5th, dude.
Okay, this was cool. I like this idea. Great idea here. I 100% think this is 200 IQ. Great. E over the wall. They couldn't react fast enough. Great. Oh, look at Nami. Look at Nami. Nah, fuck that. We gotta kill the girl that's super far away, has heal and stealth. Like let me tell you why. Like hold on. Let's keep watching for a second. Let's just watch for like another 15 seconds. And I'll come up with an opinion. Okay. I'm glad you guys got the turret. If you didn't get this turret, I would have been so pissed. Because if you had killed Nami, you would have 100% gotten the turret. If I saw you like back off there because Nami lived and you think you can get it, I would have been so mad at you. Because like I would have been so triggered. But all right, we did it, boys. Unfortunately, your top shit the bed and lost his turret first, but it's good. You made a good play on the. You made a bad play on the bot lane, but you made a good decision to get the bot turret, so that's important. So at least you guys are equal in turrets right now. Hella free roam. E on top of this bitch. Oh my god, it sucks.
Man, she's just honestly a harder gank than I give her respect for. But I have no track record this game getting her.
So this is important. These are important things to remember. When I play as Udyr, do you think I try to gank mid when Ahri has her ultimate? No. I don't even try it. If I'm up against a Fizz, if my opponent's playing Fizz, I will never gank mid. Like you just have to.
I will never gank Fizz, dude.
That's,
you will always E the Q.
Dude, add level 6 Ahri to the list of things you're not gonna gank. Like unless you have someone on your team who's like Galio and he's like, bro, I got Flash Taunt up. Don't waste your time. Urgot not gonna get anywhere close enough to Ahri to even like push her back. Like that's not a gankable lane. In your pregame analysis, you should have been like Ahri versus Urgot. Okay, not gankable after 6. That should just be in your head.
Yeah.
And then and also in your head, Shen top versus Fiora. Okay, good early gank opportunity because Fiora is definitely gonna push the Shen. Especially if your Shen's like playing careful. And so you have a good early gank opportunity. You can get yourself off that, but your win condition lane in your game analysis should have been bot lane. That should have been like really obvious to you. Like in champ select, as soon as the teams were selected, you should have been like, okay, bot lane's my win condition. And here's another thing I want you to consider. If you're playing a champion that ganks at level 3, for instance, and this can apply to Gragas because he ganks at level 3, is in a game where you have a Shen top versus a Fiora, you don't have to worry about when Shen gets to lane, right? As in, like, asking him for a leash isn't a big deal because, like, Shen's not a champion that needs to get to lane super early. So you could.
I mean, well, if Fiora gets level 2 on Shen's level 1, doesn't she just fall in him?
Yeah, but he could just back up. And then like he has it's okay. It's like what I'm saying is like it's okay for Shen to lose early. It's like it's okay for Shen to lose priority in the top lane. Like can't she all in him? Like yeah, but like Shen could just back up and like he can lose a few minions in the beginning of the game. It's like he's a tank. It's not impactful. Like if Fiora gets like 6 minions in the first wave and Shen only gets 4, it's not a big deal. Do you see what I'm saying? Like if I had a Rengar top lane, I wouldn't ask him for a leash because I'd rather him just like get to lane super early, get priority, and like harass the shit out of enemy and like build the lead that way. But like that's like not the case with Shen. So like you could. So all I'm saying is like you could do a path where you go red and then you go and you get like you do the 2 small wolves, you kill the blue, you kill the bottom scuttle, and you gank bot level 3. And a lot of times like bot lanes don't ward early in the game. You know what I mean? Or if they do, they just do the shitty river bush ward. So what you do is you travel through the enemy jungle, right, and you go behind them like through the tri-bush. That route, I'm gonna tell you, if you're playing any jungler and you do the route that I just told you. And people on your team don't die solo killed in lane, you will get first blood every single time. Because like they just like, do not ward.
Like going straight, like, pathing down?
Yes. So go start your red buff on the top side. Get level 3 off of whatever combination of camps on the bottom side of the map that you want. Doesn't matter. Fastest way to do that is do 2 small wolves, and then kill the blue buff, and then kill the scuttle crab in the river. That's level 3, right? And then you want to go into the enemy jungle, and path down through the tri-bush in the bot side of the map, and then gank like that. I guarantee you,
Clever, yeah.
I guarantee you, it does. Trust me. I guarantee you'll get first blood 80% of your games if you do this, assuming like people on your team don't die first.
I think this game going blue star is best though because I'm Gragas and I know I can kill Evelyn.
Yeah. No. I'm not suggesting that would have been the better move this game. I'm suggesting an alternate route for you. If it's something.
That one would be great on like Lee Sin.
Yeah.
All else the same, that would work really well.
And I do it on like if I play Xin Zhao, I do it every time. Oh, it's first blood. But yeah, and only the reason why I point out to you is because I was just telling you, like, I think your win condition this game, like, I think you played the beginning game well because everything really did work out for you. Like in the pre-game plan, like, Shen's like he's like that lane, that top lane is like really easy for you to gank early, so you can get yourself ahead, which you did. And then so like definitely starting blue, given this like pre-game analysis is good. But like let's say like your top laner was like Renekton versus a Gangplank, like you're not gonna have a gank opportunity because Renekton's just gonna push Gangplank probably to his turret, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So like in a case like that, right? Like you could always just start at red, because like your win conditions at the end of the day is still going to be bot lane. That's all I'm trying to say. When you know, like, here's what I'm trying to say. When you know for certain that your bot lane's your win condition, and you may not have a good opportunity top lane to get yourself ahead, then consider starting at red buff.
That's true. I almost always start on the buff of the side that I want to track my opponent, like my enemy jungler. Whichever one he starts on, I start on the one to counter him.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean it's as Gragas is like interesting because like you can duel a lot of people, so that's like a fine strategy. But even so, I think it's like this lane's like pretty much guaranteed first blood. So. And so even if you don't get first blood, you get like a bunch of summoners spells from the bot lane, and like I'm just saying, like if you're trying to play to get your bot lane ahead, like it's the way to go.
Is win condition always the champions with the most damage?
No, I the way I see it, it's like you have to go with like a couple factors. Like one is like how well does this person scale, and how like so like for top lane, here's a good example, right? Like if you get your top lane Jax ahead and he's against like a Kled, he can split push top against his Kled all day, and there's nothing Kled could do because like Jax can just kill him. So like basically I'm saying, like so Jax scales really well, and he could split push, and if he gets that lead in the split push, he cannot be stopped by Kled. Like Kled will have to wait for the wave to crash that turret every single time. That's what you want. So that's a win condition. So and like Jax can carry a game, right? But the other thing is like, can you get the first turret if you help that person, right? Like if you gank for a Jax and kill a Kled, like can you get first turret? Like absolutely. So like you could do that. Like you could win the lane through top lane that way. Like champions that are really good to like win the lane through top lane is like Jax, Camille, Irelia, like Vladimir, like champions that. But like Vladimir's kind of an odd case. No one plays up top anymore. But basically like bruisers who can just kind of like quote unquote 1v5 or just like and the ones that really scale. Yeah. You could win the game through them. That you would consider like getting the turret on the top lane.
But like not that champion.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Does Urgot do enough damage to get to that point? No.
No, he's not a hyperscaler, but it might be worth camping his lane because you can definitely get the first turret in his lane. Because he's a lane bully, right? So like he not only is he pretty tanky and have like pretty good early game damage, his ultimate's also an execute, and so it's really easy to turret dive with him. So like
simply another way to think of it is the win condition is the lane where those champions are going to help me take the turret faster.
It's part of the consideration. Like okay, so like in general, so basically like the first part I was telling you is general, right? Like what's the general win condition? Okay, get the person who scales the best fed, right? That's most teams' general win condition, right? But like as a jungler, like and just like in general, like a easy way to win the game is to like go through the checklist like I told you and like build the snowball, right? Because like let's say your bot lane's even and it's like a hyperscaling Kai'Sa, but like you camp your top lane and you get the first turret top lane, then your top can like rotate and switch bot, right? And then you guys get bot turret next, then you get mid turret, and like you're just going to be getting all these objectives because you chose the lane. Like it's like for instance, like if you have like a Kai'Sa Soraka bot lane, right? And then the enemy team has like Misfortune and like Leona, like like camping bot lane's probably not going to work out for you. Like even though Kai'Sa outscales his misfortune, Kai'Sa outscales anyone in the game. It's like that's not an easy lane to camp and get first turret through. Like unless like misfortune and Leona like aren't playing that well, it's like that's going to be really tough because like Soraka and Kai'Sa don't offer much to you early game because they don't have that much damage and they don't have any crowd control. So it's like.
And do you think that you don't gank losing lanes, and you don't gank lanes that are like that would be like a defensive gank to gank MF and Leona, wouldn't it? Because most likely my Soraka Kai'Sa aren't going to be enough to kill them, but I probably prevented them from killing my team. Is that ever worth it?
Yeah, counter ganking is definitely worth it. But the thing is, like, if you're sending bot lane just to make sure your bot lane doesn't die, then what's their jungler doing?
Yeah.
He's probably like killing your top laner, you know, like.
Yeah.
So that would be more worth it for them. So like just babysitting, just so like your bot lane could scale is like not really a winning strategy. Is what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, I'm hearing it.
So that's as a jungler, that's like because so what I was basically was telling you is the first thing how you want to like camp for a champion that scales. That's just like general game knowledge, right? That's just like general like how like what's a winning condition of a game? Well, if your team outscales, you win the game, right? That's common knowledge to anyone. So you want to general game knowledge is you want to get the resources to the people who are going to carry the game. But then as a jungler, the easiest way for you to win a game is by doing the checklist, as I told you. Get a lead for one of your laners, get the first turret, so you guys get the macro advantage on rotation, and then that'll help you get dragons, and that'll help you get Rift Herald. And like you can easily win a game in 20 minutes, so it doesn't really matter who scales.
Okay.
Which is what I'm trying. Which is what I'm just trying to point out to you, though, is like sometimes camping your Renekton is even though he doesn't scale as well as your bot lane, is more worth it because you guys can snowball the game easier by getting the first turret, as opposed to sitting bot lane hoping your Soraka and Kai'Sa don't die, so you can like hopefully end up in a 30 to 40 minute game where your Kai'Sa eventually does more damage to misfortune. That's not.
Yeah, that's a losing strategy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So I completely stopped paying attention to the game at hand because I was just rambling, but.
Yeah, and it's back and forth. It looks like we're gonna win, and then we end up losing.
that sucks. Yeah. So overall, that's what I think, Alan. I think your biggest problem right now is you're not prioritizing the lanes properly. Like in both of these games, I think you should have been the first game we watched. I think counter jungling was fine, but like we pretty much pointed out in the mid game exactly where you went wrong when you didn't back when you didn't back and instead like went for the Krugs. Like you could have easily ganked bot lane, prevented that whole like bad stream of losing your turret from happening. And I think that was bad. And I think it was the same thing here. Like your start to this game was really good. So I already commented on maybe some of the things I would have changed, but everything worked out really well. You picked up 2 early kills. You flashed over the fucking wall like a madman and killed her again. And took her chickens. So like all that stuff worked out really well. But like you just wasted so much time in the mid game by ganking mid. Your first 2 ultimates literally didn't yield you anything, and that's huge because Gragas' ult such a playmaker. So. I think if you had just successfully ganked bot lane to even if you ended up killing mid both times, like this game would have been completely different because you guys would have had like so much more map pressure because you would have taken the mid turret sooner, or if you had just used the bot lane, like you would have gotten that turret like that much sooner, So that's like the role of the jungle. Like you need to set up your team for success because like your biggest impact is the first 15 minutes of the game. After that, it's like. At this stage of the game, you know what you are. You're, initiator, peeler, tank, utility. Like that's what you do. Like where you path at this point is not really it's not really relevant anymore. It's just like, be there for your team, farm the camps when you can, ward, smite dragon, crap like that. But yeah, so.
I think prioritizing which lane, choosing a lane to prioritize is a good idea. And it's more than just them having a lot of damage. I think when I look at this, of course Urgot is going to have a hard time killing Ahri on his own, It'll never be like a situation where he can kill her, roam up to another lane, and kill someone else, which is like a classic mid lane winning strategy,
Yeah. Yeah, if you ever have mid Urgot on your team, here's what you're getting. You're getting a guy who has a really strong lane and can't be killed 1v1. He's just going to push mid as hard as he can. They're not going to roam that much, And level 6 Ahri is not gankable, so that's not an option. Your top laner actually just sucks ass at this game because like you ganked him early and he still kept getting solo killed. So like helping that guy was not going to work out. But it didn't matter anyway, right? Because well, I mean, it mattered that he fed, but like what I'm saying is like in the beginning of the game in Champ Select, you already knew that like top lane wasn't the place to be. Like I said, early game is a different story because you got yourself ahead by going top lane, and you could figure that out, and that was good. But then you didn't you spent most of your time in the mid lane, and that was a big mistake.
I want to play one more.
All right.
And then I'm gonna get back to you and see if trying to asking you if this like who I prioritize, and we'll be able to like think about it after the game. You know.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna message you in like, an hour tops after this game is done.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll probably play one also then.
For sure.
Okay.
All right. Talk to you in a sec.
All right.